Hey folks, I'm gonna do a video real quick of how to cook lake trout, at least a recipe that I've done that our captain told us, so it's pretty good. First, we're gonna have some potatoes already peeled. We've got, this is about 1.5 gallons of water boiling, and we're gonna stick the potatoes in for 15 minutes to start. It'll be a total of, really it needs to be 45-ish minutes, but 30 minutes should be fine. And we'll put these in for 15 minutes and then we'll put the fish in for 15 minutes. All right, secondly, we have our fish. This is straight up lake trout right here. I'm gonna throw the rest of this away in a second. But typically you want to let this thaw in the fridge or somewhere where you thaw things. It's probably not as good to force thaw it in the microwave or something. It'll get all mushy or soggy. So I like to thaw it, and then if I have time, I'll leave it in the fridge a little bit longer. It seems to stay together better and taste better when it's all said and done. So I am going to fillet this. So this has already been cut off the fish, as you can see, and the rib cage has already been cut out, but there's still a line that goes up the middle with bones. We'll get to that in a second, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut this. And you want a pretty decently sharp knife. I'm gonna go all the way to the skin. All right, so we've cut the meat from the skin, so the bottom is gonna look like that. It's gonna have a little bit of dark meat. It's not a big deal. You can cut it out if you want. It just depends on the individual. So next, I'm gonna actually take this, cut it in two, and let's see. This one actually doesn't feel like it has many bones in it. So I'm gonna keep chopping for a minute. Because you want it in chunks, you're gonna put chunks into the pot. You're gonna boil it. We're boiling the fish. So those are actually really good salmon looking chunks right there, lake trout, pretty stout. Like that, you can see that, you can see that. And there are a few bones, and so feels like they're right along here, down this little line. You can feel them. If you rub your finger across, you can feel them. It's pretty easy. And you just take a knife and you can cut the bone. I mean, you can try to cut around it. I'm just gonna, that's our little one. I'm just gonna cut the line out and not worry about it after that point. It's just a lot of work to try to pick it out. So we'll do that. All right, so this is what it looks like after we've taken the bones out. You have a good strip right there. You could probably get a little bit more out if you wanted to. This is the bone. It's within this. And at this point, you pretty much just throw this away unless you just want to pick around the bones. It's almost more than it's worth, unfortunately, because it's a good piece of meat, but we'll throw it away. Sad day, but better than getting a 2-inch bone stuck in your throat. So then you have 3 good pieces of meat with 2 strips ready for the boil. All right, and then we're gonna take some dill and put it in pretty liberally. Put a good bit in there. My child wants some dill. He's screaming at it. Put it in there really good. Let it kind of soak in and stir it around. All right, then we have a 1/4 cup of salt. We'll put in, let it kind of dissolve, and then we'll actually do a total. We'll do a 1/2 cup. It's really, you can do one. Let me think about this. 1/4 cup of salt per gallon. We're just gonna do a 1/2 cup. It'll dissolve pretty good. It gets pretty salty, so we'll only do a little bit. And then last but not least, you can put any type of seasoning you want. We're gonna do some Cajun seasoning just to give it a little bit of flavor. Otherwise, it'll just be salty, which it's good too that way, but give it a little bit of bite to it. You can do Cajun seasoning, Old Bay seasoning. You can put lemon. We'll finish up with some butter, and it'll be good. All right, now the potatoes have been going for about 15 minutes, so we're just gonna take our fish, seasoned however we want. We're just gonna plop it right in here. Just drop it right in. It'll boil, it'll be fine. Drop it right in. Take it, drop it right in. Take the strips, drop it right in. Drop it right in. Do that for about 15 minutes. And if you're gonna cook the fish like on a pan and sear it, you probably wanna leave the skin on. I obviously take the skin off. And then when we finish, we'll put a little bit of butter on top towards the end of the 15 minutes. But that's pretty much it. We'll show you the final product when it comes out. All right, last certainly not least, we already poured our butter in. You can kind of see on top. We'll take our spoon. Gonna take it, it's been boiled, filter it out, put our seasoning, lay right there with our rice pilaf. And we're also going to dive in here and get a nice potato or 2. Put it down. And so this has been about 40 minutes of cook time. That's probably enough, I would say. The potatoes might need a little bit more, but it's fine right now. You can put anything else in here like carrots or onions or other vegetables, celery if you wanted to. Last time we did onions. But one of the things I would watch is how much salt you put in. I would do just a 1/4 cup per gallon. If you put too much salt, I mean, it's gonna be salty. But other than that, that is your lake trout, potatoes, and rice pilaf.